by the time we finish our lesson today and end our debate, everybody should be able to justify the benefits and risks of sharing resources with outside civilizations. You should also be able to explain the major effects of colonization. All right? And at the end of the lesson, when you do your closing activity in Google Classroom, you'll be answering that essential question for me. If you discovered a cure for cancer, you personally, so there is no right or wrong answer, would you share it with everyone for free? Or would you try to make a profit? You know, Marley, can you tell us what is a profit?
A profit is when you make money off of something that you make by yourself.
All right, so you have about 2 minutes to answer the question. So remember, there is no right or wrong answer. This is you personally. Would you share your cure with the world for free, or would you try to obtain a profit from it? Okay, do I have a volunteer to share the answer before we call on someone randomly? Okay, Don Trail?
I'm not finna just give it out for free. I was gonna sell it to people.
Okay, he said he would make a profit.
I would give it to them because people's life could be at risk. And by me charging it, if they don't have the right price, they could just die, and it's not right.
Okay. Okay, Royal, what do you have for your answer?
For free.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay,
I want
Mr.
to offer for free.
Okay, Mr. O'Neill?
I would sell it for profit
Okay, and why would you do that?
because he keep looking for the cure of cancer for what, 100 years now? And I find it, I was kind of proud of it.
Share it to the world for free. Then when it comes down to like a few people, I would make a profit out of it.
So it's interesting that some of you said that you would try to make a profit off of it. That was interesting to me. And so we're going to come back and talk about that at the end of class. Okay, Taylor, go to the next one, and I'm going to send it back later. Several of you were concerned about colonization. And if we share resources with another society, would they try to take over and try to colonize? So at the end of class today, when we do our essential questions, this is what I want to really have you guys focus on, because when we go into our lesson next week, this is Louisiana. And if you notice, if you go to different places here, some people still speak a broken speak French. That's because at one time, Louisiana was a French colony. We were colonized here. So this is what we're debating today. Should we share our resources and knowledge with Western civilization, mainly the United States? We have an important message from a leader from Wakanda. Taylor, turn up the volume a little bit, please.
People of Wakanda, we have a serious decision to make today. Should we share our knowledge and resources with the people from the Western civilization? Wakanda forever.
So I am going to let the gentleman go first. Darius, so you're going to start. And remember, as we start our debate, you are trying to convince them that they should share their knowledge and resources with you.
In my opinion, I think you women of Wakanda should share your knowledge and resources with the United States, because we can become allies. Even though y'all may fear that we may colonize you guys, y'all will always have more resources than us anyway. We're not asking for all of it or most of it. We're asking for some. Y'all will keep it. I'd like to call on Dontrell.
We need the stuff and y'all got most of it, so I think y'all should share with us because it's gonna really help us out and all that. And like we don't have as much as y'all, and y'all got all the technology, and y'all always gonna have, like he said, y'all always gonna have more resources and stuff again, more resources than us. And we can't colonize because y'all got more people than us, more resources and all that.
What? When you benefit from it, will you make a profit off of what we give you? Or will you share that sum of money with us, since we gave you the opportunity to have all this knowledge that you can use to your advantage?
I'm planning to, we have allies, because you have the resources and we have the knowledge. And together we can work together to fight off any other people that's trying to take our resources.
I think y'all should, because alliances we can create can help us, both of us, in different ways. For y'all, we have smarts we have to take, and y'all have resources that we can use to fight off any other people.
All we repeating that you have the knowledge and we just have the technology. Would you have any technology of your own that you could possibly share
We can share money with each other.
besides money?
What if we give y'all some of our weapons and y'all try to make more events and use it against us?
If we could trade, like if we got things that can help them and they got things that can help us.
At what cost will it take to trade our technology and get it all the way to America without, like, any other country figuring it out? We're trying to send you stuff, but not try to have our technology stolen at the same time. We are advanced, and they could be finding out how, advanced we are. Plus, they can make a replica of it so we can be full, like a replica of what they're giving us.
Well, I feel like we could both benefit from sharing knowledge because we have seen the risk that y'all don't know of, and we could both benefit both our cities or civilizations by sharing those different resources.
We have fear of losing our culture. Y'all might want to try to come colonize us, and when y'all colonize, because y'all already have a past of colonizing, y'all might try to colonize us and change what we believe in, what's our, like, who we worship, and, change up our government and stuff like that.
But if we do trade with y'all, what resources what's something y'all gonna give us in advance to what we already have?
If we're going to trust you with our resources and our knowledge, are you going to make sure that it stays within your country and that nobody would ever share the information with any other country that could possibly go against us?
We want to keep sharing resources or trading resources in case any other country comes to try to colonize either one of your country or our country.
I feel like y'all should trust us with y'all knowledge and resources because if we share with other countries, it will spread all around the world. We wouldn't have no reason to spread it to other countries because they can use it against us as well. So it don't make sense for us to share with other countries if they can use it against us.
During the French and Indian War, the Indians pretended to be allies with the French. And the Indians used the French to defeat the British. That's why I still don't believe that we should be.
So you don't trust them?
We can probably work something out to where we try to create like a law that prohibits anyone from colonizing any part of Wakanda.
We maybe personally think that it wouldn't be the best to trade, although we may have a lot of advantages. We can't always trust you guys on certain things, and sometimes you can't even trust us on certain things. So it's always going to be the fear of the unknown that'll still be lurking on the side. Although we make all these benefits and risks and offers, we can still maybe flip the switch.
So we're getting ready to vote. And remember, only the ladies are voting. Yes or no, are we sharing our knowledge and resources with Western civilization, mainly the United States of America?
We would politely decline your offer of colonizing us. We do it out of respect. Thank you for the offer that you've given us, but sorry, we can't take any more risks than we already have.
So that was a good point she made. So as we end the lesson today with our answer to our essential question, you're going to go to the second link in Google Classroom, so everybody do that for me. All right, so your essential question, what are some of the major effects of colonization? That was your biggest fear. So type your answer, create your Google Docs, type your answer, and submit it to the link.
Returning back to school in the hybrid model, I felt safe in some ways, and in some ways I felt unsafe. Some ways that I don't feel safe returning back to school is that there's always a slight possibility that anybody could have it, and again, we won't really know because some people are asymptomatic, and it's always going to be socially distancing, and it can be a little harder to keep our distance from each other, although we all want to be near each other sometimes, forgetting that we have a whole pandemic on our hands. I did feel safe because we were socially distanced, everybody had a mask on, and we have Germ-X. Learning online, in my personal experience, some ways it was stressful, some ways I could easily cooperate. I believe that some things that are supposed to be on paper are meant to be on paper, and it's a little harder to do more and keep constantly getting assignments and digging a hole for yourself. It's one of the most stressful things that anybody could go through at this time, especially since there's always a yearn to see other people, and there's a yearn to talk to your friends, and we're not really allowed to while we are on video chat. So, and sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. I would be excited to be face to face. I'm also willing to do online as well, as long as there's an equal balance. Like if we're in the classroom, sometimes that's fine with me. If we're at home, it's okay with me. But just being strictly at home or strictly at school, sometimes it could be an off balance. Because some days we want to stay at home, some days we want to go to school and see our friends. And to me, it's important to have that social, face-to-face communication, because sometimes communication could help us with like the rest of the week or the rest of the day, depending on what someone says, and just to see each other's faces. Although that anybody could have this virus, it's just good just to see each other's faces. If I could say anything to a student, I would just say that I know it's tough right now. I know how you feel. I understand that you want to be social, do all these fun, exciting things that are not really safe for us right now. All I can say is that just keep pushing forward, and I know that, again, I know this is tough, but we can get through this together as long as we cooperate with guidelines and we keep each other in contact through our own technology that we have today, and that you are going to be okay.
Today was my first day teaching in a hybrid synchronous classroom. I really enjoyed having my students back at school today. I'm the type of person who loves to interact with students, so it was great seeing them here, and they did an awesome job. Today, we were doing a debate in the classroom. In order to keep the students 6 feet apart to practice social distances, we used 2 seats in between each student, and we also placed students in the middle of the classroom, and we used the U-shaped model for doing our debate. I was able to engage with my students in the classroom and the students who were online by using a Nearpod lesson. The students at home that were doing the virtual classes were able to view the same thing that we were using in the classroom when they joined the Google Meet. They were able to join our Nearpod lesson in the classroom and virtually, and we were able to see the same lesson and interact together. Every educator, whether it's elementary school, middle school, or high school, we want to be back with our students. We want to work with them, and we want to ensure that they are successful and the powerful, strong leaders that they are.